Former Prime Minister RAILA ODINGA has died on Wednesday morning, October 15, 2025, when receiving treatment in India. The veteran opposition leader passed away after suffering a cardiac arrest during a morning walk with the compound of Ayuyenti Medical Facility, where he had been undergoing therapy. According to reports from Kerala State, Raila Odinga collapsed suddenly as he was taking his morning routine walk around the premise. Medical staff at the facility quickly rushed him to a nearby private hospital in Kototukula Municipal in Kerala. Despite doctors' efforts to resuscitate him, he was pronounced dead at 9:53 a.m. Indian time. His body was taken back to Ayundi Hospital and placed in a preservation unit as arrangements were being made by family and Kenyan officials. Raila was 80 years old at the time of his death. His daughter and several close relatives were with him when he collapsed. The ODM leader traveled to India a few weeks earlier to receive medical attention. His family had previously said that he was recovering from a minor illness and was in good condition. Siaya Senator Oburu Oginga, Raila's elder brother, confirmed on October 10 that the opposition chief had traveled abroad for treatment and was resting. He had assured the public that Raila was recuperating well and that his condition was not as serious. Reports indicate that Raila had chosen the Oyetik facility for its hostility treatment approach. The former prime minister had long shown interest in alternative medicals and had previously sought therapy abroad for different health-related issues. The hospital where he was staying specialized in Ayurvedic high-end wellness care and often hosted international patients seeking natural healing. Raila's presence in India had been largely private, and details of his medical condition were kept out of the public eye. His death therefore came as a shock both to his family and to the Kenyan public. News of his passage began circulating in the early morning hours, first from Indian media before being confirmed by official sources. Shortly after his death was confirmed, activities intensified in both Nairobi and Kisumu as family members, political allies, and government officials began organizing communication and travel arrangements. Raila's close associates in ODM party were informed immediately, and discussions started on how to coordinate the return of his body to Kenya. In Nairobi, top government officials were briefed on the development. President William Ruto received the news while at State House and immediately called for a National Security Council meeting. Shortly afterwards, Parliament was adjourned to allow members to process the breaking news. Several senior leaders were seen leaving Parliament buildings following the announcement. Throughout the morning, tributes and critical messages began to appear on social media platforms. From Kenyan politicians, many expressing shock and disbelief. Raila Odinga's supporters across the country gathered at ODM offices and in public spaces, seeking confirmation and sharing memories of his political journey. At the hospital in Koatungula, medical staff prepared official report and coordinated with the Kenya High Commission in New Delhi to facilitate documentation. For the repatriation process, security was increased around the facility as journalists and curious onlookers gathered to catch a glimpse of the activity. Back in Kenya, television and radio stations switched to continuous coverage, replaying clips or replaying clips of Raila past political rallies, speeches, and moments from his long public career. News anchors and correspondents described the atmosphere as somber, with many Kenyans expressing deep sorrow at the loss of one of the Kenya's most influential leader. Raila Odinga has been a central figure in Kenyan politics for decades. Born in 1945, he was the son of the Kenya's first Vice President Jaramogi Oginga Odinga. He became a key opposition leader and served as Prime Minister between 2008 and 2013, following the power-sharing agreement after the post-election violence of 2007-2008. Over the years, Raila contested the presidency multiple times and remained one of the dominant voices in Kenyan democracy. Before his final trip to India, Raila had been seen active in both local and regional affairs. He had attended several public events in Nairobi and Kisumu and continued to issue political statements through the ODM party. His last major public appearance was at the cultural event early in September 2025, where he addressed youth on leadership and national unity. At the time of his death, Raila was still serving as the Africa Union Special Envoy for Infrastructure Development. He maintained a steady influence in both continental and democratic policy, with many viewing him as a statesman whose voice shaped Kenya's national debate. By mid-morning on Wednesday, Kenya authorities were in contact with Indian officials to coordinate the return of his remains. The Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the High Commission in India began a formal procedure to ensure the safe travels of his body back to Kenya. Meanwhile, security was heightened in major cities including Nairobi, Kisumu, and Mombasa as news spread rapidly. Crowd gathered in various parts of the country with people lighting candles and singing songs associated with Raila long political journey. ODM offices in Nairobi, Chungwa also were filled with mourners and supporters paying tributes. In Kisumu, Raila's home region, shops remain closed as residents gathered in the streets and public grounds to follow live updates on television and radios. He is a family resident in Bondo received a team of visitors, including local leaders, clergy, and long-term political allies. At the hospital in India, preparations were finalized for the official medical report and documentation. The facility where Raila had been receiving treatment stated that his body would remain there until arrangements for transportations were complete. The atmosphere across the country remained heavy as Kenya tried to come to terms with the passing of a man who had dominated in national politics for more than 4 decades.